Welcome to the Skills Boost premiere of homemade campaign videos by LGBTI activists. We are here to present some campaign videos developed by LGBTI activists from the region that participated to two sessions with the filmmaker Richard Roaf, director of VideoRev and expert in making low-cost viral campaign videos. Richard developed a training during the coronavirus first lockdown on how to make videos from home. I'm currently trying to follow his tips and I'm not sure at all I'm managing. So please bear with me. This is part of ILGA Europe strategic communication support for LGBTI activists from Europe and Central Asia. The idea of the Skills Boost came from a private Facebook group where activists support each other on the communication challenges they face, big and small. You can join the group using the link that you see on the screen and that will appear also in the comments. So we have now plans for more skills boost in the for the coming months. So if you're interested, check out the group and ILGA Europe website. During the next 15 minutes, we would love to hear your comments to the videos that you will watch. But we also hope that they will somehow inspire your future campaigns. One content warning, as some of the videos tackle homophobia and racism, a couple of them contain offensive language. And now over to Richard.
Every year, video becomes more and more crucial to LGBTI campaigns around the world. But because now most people have smartphones, everyone can be a filmmaker. So I was really excited to be involved in this project with ILGA Europe, which had about 80 people join us on a training project to learn how to make a smartphone campaign video. So lots of the people had never made videos before, but as you're going to see, I was incredibly impressed with the quality of what they came up with and their ability to actually really connect with the audience. So it wasn't just kind of powerful information and advice on how you can deal with the problems that they're talking about. I think what really came through to me was that authentic lived experience and those direct relationships with the people they're trying to help and the issues that they're working on. And I think while there's some technical stuff that can be improved over time, actually it's those authentic stories and that way they can really connect with the audience that shines through and I think can't really be improved upon. So if you're thinking about making a campaign video, hopefully from these examples you can see it's not rocket science. All it requires is a bit of an understanding of how to do it and just taking the plunge. So I'm sure ILGA Europe can help you if you get in touch with them. And hopefully we'll be seeing your videos soon as well. Thank you.
Allora, vediamo chi ci ha scritto in questa bellissima chat. Ciao bel cioccolatino, quanto ce l'hai lungo? Ok, blocca. Ciao, sei escort, ci risiamo. Sei escort, quanto prendi? Blocca. Sembra che qualcuno di decente abbia scritto. Ciao, come ti chiami? Mi chiamo Stefano. E tu? Mi chiamo Andrea. E di dove sei? Sono di Firenze. E tu di dove sei? Sì, ma intendevo di che origini hai. Ok, va bene, ci risiamo il solito interrogatorio sulle mie origini. Allora ragazzi, vi interesso come persona o come categoria di Pornhub? Quale dei due? Perché io sono una persona.
Hi, this is Nazım Ayuk. I'm the founder of Empowerment Practices initiative that aims to open space for queer folks to build resiliency in times of crisis. Queer folks are among the most marginalized groups almost all around the world. That's why we tend to suffer from depression, addiction, and mental health issues. Considering all of these, I've created a self-help book called The Bunyalar İçin Dayanıklılık Geliştirme Rehberi. And to get your own copy, you can email me at güçlenme.pratikleri@protonmail.com. Plus, if you are an English speaker, follow my Instagram account güçlenme.pratikleri, where you can find English content on building resiliency. Take care.
Hello, my name's Frank. I'm from Germany and I'm trans. Someone has to be. When I decided to get my gender officially recognized, I had to go to court. That cost me some 1,500 euros. And that was and still is the normal procedure required by the German Gender Recognition Act, called TSG, which is now 40 years old. For years, people have been campaigning for gender recognition based on self-determination. Until 2011, you even had to undergo sterilization for legal gender recognition. 10 years ago, our Constitutional Court ruled that that was indeed unconstitutional. Nevertheless, it's 2021 and the TSG is still in place. In 2018, the German government also refused to set up a compensation fund for trans people who were sterilized according to the TSG between 1981 and 2011. They said there was no need. We need more people to make this need visible, like Katrin, who went through this procedure in 2000-2001, and Tsepo, who is waiting for lawmakers to acknowledge that this was unlawful. Therefore, I've got 3 messages. 1. If you're trans and got your gender recognized according to the German TSG between 1981 and 2011, send an email to tsgee@bv-trans.de. 2. If you're a politician, you and your party should stand for human rights anyway. Make sure you stand for trans rights too. Trans rights are human rights. So please, scrap the TSG, allow self-determined gender recognition, and do set up a compensation fund like Sweden. 3. You don't have to be a politician or trans to support us. Hashtag #transrightsnow and hashtag TSGEE. Thank you, and do take care.
Hi, I'm Fariman, a queer Iranian refugee in Turkey waiting to be resettled in another country. It's been 5 years, and there are others who have been waiting here for almost 10 years without citizenship, health insurance, and work permit. And these are only some of our problems. We don't even have permission to travel inside Turkey, and we must stay in our small, conservative cities, where queer refugees are not welcome. I am recording this video to ask for your help, to ask you to change your perspective about refugees. I was 20 when I fled from Iran with a dream of continuing my education without fear and discrimination. But here we are, waiting for countries to open their borders to refugees like me. Why are you afraid of us? What makes us scary?
My name is Adrian and I'm an LGBTIQ activist and trans athlete. 2021 is the year of the Tokyo Olympic Games, but 2021 is also a year that could prove pivotal to transgender participation in professional sports. Over the course of the past year, several sporting bodies around the globe have adopted guidelines that effectively bar trans athletes from participating in their activities. The International Olympic Committee will vote on their new guidelines after the Tokyo Games. Therefore, leading up to and during this event, we want to raise awareness on the importance of trans inclusion by giving trans athletes a platform to share their stories and experiences. We are convinced that our lived realities can help to address misconceptions and to dissipate fears surrounding transgender participation in professional sports.
Hello. Some countries try to deny rights to minorities. For example, Poland and Hungary created zones where LGBTIQ individuals are not supposed to go. They think that different sexual orientation is something immoral. Denying rights based on sexual orientation is very primitive. Jung Il, Pol Pot, Hitler, Stalin, Mao Zedong, Pinochet, they were all heterosexual from traditional families, yet with the most devastating impact on humanity in the whole history.
Hello, my name is Von Chetkovic and I come from Montenegro. I'm here today to introduce you to the crisis that the LGBTIQ community is facing in Montenegro today. As some of you were aware of, there have been national general elections held in Montenegro on 30th of August. During that period and afterwards, there has been a huge increase in national identity crisis. There has been a huge separation between Serbs in Montenegro, Montenegrins, and other ethnic nationalities that live in Montenegro. This has especially affected the LGBTIQ community since they're always struggling with their own sexual identity, but now when you throw national crisis and ethnic crisis in all of that, there has been even a bigger crisis that the community is facing. I would like to emphasize that to overcome this crisis, the LGBTIQ members of Montenegrin population should be aware that every identity is equally important, and I would like to try and solve with them this crisis by teaching them on how to embrace all of their identities, not just some parts of it.
Hey, I'm Dastan, a young gay mountaineer and adventurer from Kyrgyzstan, Central Asia. I was one of the few in my country who openly fought against injustices and as a gay activist, and therefore experienced a lot of hate and violence. We, LGBT activists, have focused mostly on tragic stories of violence, hate, and discrimination. Media tell our stories, but they're all depicting us mostly as weak, powerless, and marginalized. And in fact, this is true most of the times because it really reflects our lives full of struggles in those homophobic environments. However, I want to share another story this time, a story of us being not victims of homophobia and transphobia, but of us being heroes, despite all the challenges that we face as queer community. I started a campaign for LGBT visibility called Pink Summits. We are a group of queer mountaineers and allies who are ascending so-called 7 summits, the highest mountains of each continent, including Everest. This campaign builds up visibility around LGBT as well as inspires a lot of people around the world, including Kyrgyzstan, to believe into who you truly are. If you're an experienced mountaineer, you're welcome to join our team, or you can also be a part of our less demanding hiking tours and help us to build socially responsible local LGBT tourism led by queer communities. Be part of this unique campaign and please join us. Also, please help us to gain this important momentum and reach out to the hearts and souls of many more people by just liking our Facebook page, Pink Summits, or visiting our website pinksummit.com. Thank you for supporting us and being a part of our movement. Thank you.
Homophobic and gendered bullying is one of the biggest problems in education, but you can do something about it. Did you know that LGBTIQ young people are bullied up to 5 times as much as others? 61% of the bullying takes place in schools, which makes it the most unsafe environment for LGBTI young people. Heteronormative bullying leads to an estimated 16 million dropouts every year. Kids often find themselves on the streets without help of their family. Now we have a way you can help to stop this. We can use your experiences to do it. And the key is visibility. Most schools have a silence on gendered and sexual bullying. Most students are well aware of the risks and stay undercover. The school management then concludes, nobody complains, so we don't have a problem. And at the national and local level, authorities maintain the silence also. No statistics, no proof, no problem. At the same time, they are complicit in the silence by refusing to ask about sexual orientation and gender identity in their school research. So, what can we do about it? If the authorities don't collect proof, we can do it ourselves. GIL, the Global Alliance for LGBT Education, has developed a survey which links your personal experiences in school with international standards for the right to education that everybody agrees to. This way, we can show exactly where injustice takes place and what needs to be done. With your input, we make a global map with the situation in each country. Is your country denying, ambiguous or supportive? For each situation, we have concrete steps to improve the situation in schools. GIL supports local activists to make a report, to go to the authorities and break the culture of silence. So, put your school experiences to good use and fill in our survey at gil.info/gilsurvey. The survey is of course completely confidential and anonymous. Local activists and teachers can become part of this campaign. Check out the instructions on the Right to Education page on how you can join.
Thanks a lot, Richard, and thank you very much to all the participants who were willing to show their videos just now. Thank you very much also to all those activists who joined the 2 Skills Booster sessions last year. If you're interested in communication, capacity building, and pure learning activities like this one, you can follow us on our social media and join the private Facebook group. Thank you very much and goodbye.